I got so many fans that came out here to support me. I'm just going to chill out, enjoy my victory, just relax.
Terence, right in the middle. I saw you react when you knocked him down with a check left up. What was said in the middle of that round? And part two, do you think you need to be more boisterous so the casual fans can truly appreciate your greatness?
Well, when I knocked him down, it wasn't nothing. I wasn't going to rush anything. But as far as voicing, I don't need to do that. You know, that's not me. I've been getting to where I am now by winning. And at the end of the day, you can say what you want, but if you ain't winning, it doesn't matter. Congratulations on the great
Barbershop conversation, guys. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. So what you just heard is me asking Terence Crawford after the Victor Postol fight about him opening up to the media, and his answer was he doesn't need to do it. And you could take that two ways, right? I shouldn't be out trying to interview him to help build his profile, which is maybe what he wants, or two, continuously doing my job so he can build his profile. You know, it's your choice how you want to see that. And I want to respond respectfully to Terence Crawford's sister. You know, she posted on her Twitter. I got the best subscribers in the world. I'll just say that. They told me I don't even go on Twitter. I have a Twitter account, but I don't use it at all. I don't post nothing there. I even got my password, to be honest with you. She said something to the effect, the media is mad at him. It's not. I'm not mad at him. Like, I think everyone is swaying. See, when you have an opinion on people who people are enamored with, and people who have a great deal of respect, you become the black sheep, which is okay in this example. I don't mind being the black sheep, because even though this video is about Terence Crawford, I believe young fighters, young entrepreneurs, businessmen who have to deal with the public and who wants to deal with public money and not deal with private funds. Terence Crawford is not dealing with private funds to build his legacy. He's dealing with public funds to build his legacy, albeit the fans buy hot dogs, beers, tickets, merchandise, parking, etc., etc., etc. So if he had a private investor like Warren Buffett who says, just go out there and fight, I don't care if no one, and all you're going to do is fight for me in this arena, then he would have to do it. But I'll say this to Terence Crawford, since I apologize, I forgot the sister's name. I'm not being condescending, I'm being fair, but I'm going to intentionally try and be as illicit as possible in terms of explaining myself, because I think it's fair. I believe it's the right thing to do. And Terence Crawford is a black man. I came into the media game as working with black athletes, right? I started out with the Clippers, yada, 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 and now I'm just focused on boxing. I can always go back to the NBA any day I want, right? But the season is just too long, and boxing is way more interpersonal, way more personal, right? And I want to build Terence Crawford profile. I'm not the enemy. And that's what I think needs to be understood. I'm not changing my tune. I'm not regurgitating or taking a step back. But I just want Terence Crawford, Team Crawford, to understand that when this is all said and done, at the end of the day, who's going to have your back in the end? Obviously, you may say ESPN has his back, but one would dispute that. Him being on the app, his first fight, and ESPN having Lomachenko ahead of Terence Crawford, who unified a division, came up from 135, took a fight on 10 days' notice, went to the went to the UK and won a belt, and you understand what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, all that is disputable. What's not disputable is about 100,000 boxing fans that center around my channel and people who listen to my voice. That's not a debate. They want to get to know who Terence Crawford is. Now, he has a right to be a private person. He has every right to be a private person. And when he's in a public forum, in my greatest guesstimation, he should be polite about it. No, I'm not really doing interviews. I'll make a statement on a fight on my Instagram. Feel free to check out my Instagram. You know, I'm more of a shy guy, but or post it on his Instagram before the fight. You understand? Because what happened at the end of that post-all, I failed to mention at the end of that press conference at the post-all, Terence Crawford got off the DS, got off the mic, walked down the stairs in front of the MGM, and ran. When I say ran to his hotel room, and he had about 20 media members chasing him. And I thought that was insane. I thought that was disrespectful. I honestly thought that was disrespectful to me. So what I did was I said, I'm not going to chase a man who doesn't want to be interviewed. And you guys are going to say, well, why are you doing this video now? Terence Crawford is the name in the title, is the name on the title of this video, but I'm not necessarily talking to Terence Crawford. I'm going to tell you this now. I don't know where you are in your life or where you want to go in this boxing game. I'm talking because it's primarily a boxing audience. You got to manipulate the media. You got to manipulate the fans. And I don't mean manipulate in a negative way, like you're using them. That's not what I'm saying. You have to leverage it so it can work. So there's a working relationship between the two. I've interviewed so many introverts. You understand what I'm saying? And when your career is over, Terence Crawford, you're going to the Hall of Fame. You're going to be remembered as one of the greats, without a shadow of a doubt. But I want you to fully grasp and fully understand this. Let's hypothetically say your sister's opening up a boutique. I'm talking to a sister now. Open up a boutique of some sorts, right? And she's having a grand opening. The relationship with the media will propel her grand opening into an event. Obviously, you're going to be there. It will propel it to an event. You get free media coverage, okay? Now, let's say your son ends up being a renowned wrestler. And he has the personality that is like, let's call it like Floyd Mayweather. He's flamboyant, he's confident, he's flashy. You can use the relationships with the media to propel your son's boxing career. I mean, wrestling career. Excuse me what I'm saying. So at the end of the day, it's all about healthy relationships. That's where I'm going with it. That's where I would like for it to go with it. Am I mad? No. I do believe Bomac used the wrong choice of words. And talking about Sam Watson and talking about Earl Watson. I do believe that. And I've reached out to him on his Instagram, and he has yet to respond back to me. And that's neither here nor there, but I just want the listening audience to understand I am doing my due diligence. I am being respectful. And I appreciate his sister saying what she said, because everything has to be taken into account. Everyone has to be accountable. Now, if I was on this thing calling Terence Crawford a bitch ass nigga, he ain't shit, he a piece of shit. No. All I'm asking him to do is be respectful. I think it's disrespectful, because what that video didn't show is one of the media members said, and I'm going to quote the media member, Terence Crawford, "Hi, I'm so and so. I'm a media affiliation, yada yada yada. I just want 3 minutes of your time. No trick questions. I just want to ask you some boxing questions." He turned his back on him and said, kind of in a smirky way, you guys only saw 1 minute of it. I just doubled the quote. You guys didn't see the full 3 minutes of it. You understand what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I just think everyone deserves a fair handshake. I just believe that. And I believe when boxers are in the public forum or at an event, they should expect to be interviewed. It's like, I use the example, and you guys correct me if I'm wrong. Feel free. I honestly don't mind. But when I'm working a fight in Vegas, there's a restaurant row on the way to get to the MGM in terms of the press conference, in terms of the weigh-in, in terms of the fights. I will walk by 15 people who are associated with the fight, 10 to 20, minimum 10, guaranteed. I don't disturb them if I see them with family, or let's say when everything is over. They become a civilian to me. You understand what I'm saying? You'll see Bob Arum having lunch with his staff. You'll see um, Terence Crawford having lunch or dinner with his team and or his family. I'm just using those as an example. You'll see the visiting fighters who are coming to support Terence Crawford in his fight, hanging out, gambling at the roulette wheel or the poker table, etc. Whatever the case may be. I'll just say this. The MGM or whatever hotel I'm at in Vegas is littered with celebrities, civilians, but outside of that forum, you're absolutely right. If I don't have an established relationship with them in terms of hanging out with them and asking questions, I won't bother them. But I believe in a boxing arena inside the stadium during a fight, when you're the ace high, Terence Crawford, when you walk into any arena, you are the ace high because you're the only one in over a decade to unify a division. Boxing fans wants to know what makes you tick. You understand where I'm coming from? So at the end of the day, I, I just think there's a level of respect that needs to be reciprocated on both ends. All right. And I'm not just talking to Terence Crawford in this video. I'm talking to young fighters who are 6-0, fighting on undercards, 13-0, about to get their step up fight, 25-0, about to fight for a world championship. You understand what I'm saying? I'm talking to everybody. This is Terence Crawford is going to convince you to click. I do this all the time, and then y'all say, "Why are you talking about Floyd Mayweather?" Why? I'm not talking about you guys. Don't listen. I'm gonna say this again. I'm gonna say this. I'm never gonna stop saying this. Boxing is the candy. The message is the medicine. All right. Now I'm gonna respect this queen. I'm not. I will never ever. You will never ever catch me being disrespectful towards women. I don't believe a man can win publicly challenging a woman. I just don't believe that. I'm not even in that space. So I don't want people to mistake this video as a direct shot. But I think this is a great conversation to have. You understand what I'm saying? Being that albeit Terence Crawford needs, you guys may not think so, because people in Omaha are going to say, "Oh, Terence Crawford doesn't need any media." When he goes to Vegas, he gets 8,000 people. You understand what I'm saying? And the last time he fought in Vegas in a major fight, I'm going to just tell you guys, the proof is in the numbers, Postal, P-O-S-T-O-L, Postal versus Crawford. Postal versus Crawford, paid attendance. I remember it being empty. 7,000. 7,027. That stadium holds 17,000 people. And for the fight against the Australian kid, he had 8,000. So this fight was at the MGM Arena, the same arena. He won every round. I'm trying to get the date of that fight so people have an understanding of what I mean. July 24th, 2016. This is Dan Raphael's article. So in a year's time, he's only improved 1,000 people. You get what I'm saying? So he's improved about 7%, about 13% in attendance, which they still had to cover up the lower bowl. So he went from 7,000 paid attendance to 8,000, basically 8,000 paid attendance 2 years later. So I think the conversation needs to be had. How do we promote Terence Crawford outside of Omaha, Nebraska? It's a realistic question based off of the attendance. You understand what I'm saying? Bob Arum, by his own admission, said he lost money on the Crawford versus Postol. His own admission, he said that. I think that was a pay-per-view fight, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong. I was there, so I'm not. I think it was a pay-per-view. I don't know if it was, but correct me if I'm wrong. I have no idea. Put it in the comment section. But Crawford looked sensational. I thought he looked Floyd Mayweather-ish. I don't think no one will ever be Floyd Mayweather. I think Floyd Mayweather is the most unique fighter in terms of complete package outside the ring and inside the ring. And that's what made him $1 billion is his total package. Terence Crawford, quote unquote, is a total package inside the ring. But he's lacking some stuff outside the ring, I believe. I'm not a media expert. I'm a media member. You understand? And my job and what I want to do is build black athletes' profile. And sometimes I may be wrong. Sometimes I may be right, but my intentions are always 100% going in the right direction. And that's just typically what I want to talk about. And I just want to shout out his sister because I think this is a conversation at the end of the day they need to have with each other. Team Crawford needs to have this conversation with each other. I'm not even talking about how I feel about his contract with ESPN and Bob Arum, because that contract means, think about this, in real life, he has two bosses, ESPN and Bob Arum, right? So he needs two okays to manifest his reality, because ESPN has the money. ESPN is dictating the terms because they're giving the money, and Bob Arum has the fighter. So at the end of the day, we got to put things in real perspective. But I'm not talking about that piece of the puzzle. I'm talking about just Terence Crawford or Team Crawford. Now, you got to give Bomac credit for actually coming on Trill Boxing Talk and giving an interview. You got to give him credit. You got to give the man credit. You understand what I'm saying? But it takes it's easy. I'll say this. It's easy. I mean, Black Fight Fan and him have a relationship, and that's great. I saw in the video about a year ago. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know, but some past videos, I saw him stop at Terence Crawford's gym, and I believe that's where the relationship formed. But I'm not coming at Terence Crawford in a malicious way. Everybody know I'm a pacifist on this thing. I believe in self-defense. Don't get me wrong, but I don't come at it from a perspective where I want to prove that I'm right. I don't give a damn about that. I don't give a damn about saying I'm right, Terence Crawford is wrong. It's about, in real life, it's about creating a lane to where you can get everything out of this deal you can. Because keep in mind, Triple G has a Jordan sponsor. Who's a better fighter? Who's from America? Is Jordan brand an American company or a Kazakhstan company? Let's put things in perspective now. All right? That's the goal, to get Nike, Jordan brand, McDonald's, Burger King, Sony, Microsoft, Apple. You understand where I'm coming from? They don't know who you are. And my job, and you can be a wholesome guy. Andre Ward has Jordan. You can do it that way. But you can't do it if they don't know who you are. They know who you are on Saturday night. Sunday morning, everybody wake up. It's about who's starting for the New England Patriots. How's Tom Brady doing? You understand what I'm saying? And by your numbers, 7,000 in 2016 and the paid attendance, 8,000 in 2018, around the same date. June 8th was your fight, I believe, June 9th. So it's literally exactly 2 years apart, 23 months apart to be exact. You're still in the same wheelhouse in terms of celebrity status, in terms of people knowing who you are. So I understand you have a $3 million guarantee, but that doesn't compensate. That's not the compensation you should be stressing, because you already have that. That's already in the bag. You should be trying to figure out, how can I make myself a global icon? First, a regional icon, then a national icon, then a global icon. How can I get to that step? How can I get to Jordan Brand? Barbershop conversations, guys. I think this is an important conversation because I'll say this again. I'm not just talking to Terence Crawford. Every fighter out there, I don't care if you're black, white, brown, you guys should be reaching out to these YouTube guys like, man, I'm 7-0. I'm a young fighter. Man, can you put me on your channel? Can you write an article about me, man? I love what you do. You understand what I'm saying? I would love to come on your channel and do an interview. I'm fighting on the undercard December 8th on Lomachenko versus Pedraza. You know what I mean? I'm the opening bout, but you know what I mean? I'm a young up-and-coming Puerto Rican fighter because the fight's going to be in New York. Or if you're in LA, you understand, hey, I'm a young Mexican fighter fighting on the undercard of quote-unquote Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury. You understand? I'm 7-0 with 6 knockouts. You understand? Or if I'm from Dallas, you know what I mean? I'm fighting on the undercard of Earl Spence versus whoever steps up. You know what I'm saying? I love what you do, man. Can you help me out and promote, man? I'd love to do an interview. I'll let you follow my camp. I'll send you some footage, whatever you need. You get what I'm saying? That's quote unquote manipulation, right? The journalist feels like he may have the next best thing, and you may say, I have someone pushing me to help me become the next best thing. And that's all. That's all I want. So Terence Crawford Sis I appreciate you. I know we disagree on the subject. I'm never, ever going to disrespect a woman. I'm never, ever going to disrespect your brother. I'll keep it real G with you. But I know the energy that Terence Crawford puts out, I have to be direct and succinct with him. You understand? Terence Crawford is a dog. And you got to respect him as such. All these fighters are dogs. You understand? You got to respect them as such. And I think the quickest way to get to any direction, any location, is straight. So barbershop conversations, man. Feel free to hit the subscribe button. I appreciate you guys. And I say all the time, we got to use the word love more often. I love and appreciate you guys. And talk to you guys soon. Peace.